Today's show is sponsored by Convene Communities. Convene 23 is happening February 17th to 19th. So join me and my fellow Convene community leaders as we help you grow your business in 2023 using the Convene platform. For details, go to convenecommunities.com/convene23. My guest today is none other than April the LOVEologist. I am so excited to have April on Talk to Me. She's known as the LOVEologist. As I said, she is a certified love coach specializing in interracial dating. She is the creator of the AuthentiQ LOVE brand, which includes AuthentiQ LOVE Academy, AuthentiQ LOVE Inspirations, and in July of 2021, April published her first book, What Your Mama Didn't Tell You About Dating. With all of her wisdom and knowledge, April has done something dynamic in 2022. She's birthed the AuthentiQ LOVE Inspiration Collection of journals that are available now on Amazon. Her true mission is to assist 10,000 people in attracting the love of their life as they experience authentic love. But I have a question for all of you before we get in this talk. I want to know, what does love have to do with it? I'm so excited to talk to you today on Talk to Me. It's Face It Friday, y'all. And I'm facing the fact that I really wasn't serious about my love life, my dating life, or anything. Been on online dating for a while and had some horrific experiences. And then I was like, baby, this ain't it. So I was excited when I discovered that my guest today does a free online profile review. Well, she looked at mine and said, girl, really, girl? You are too masculine. You ain't trying to draw no man. And so with that, I softened it up. But the reality is, if you saw my post today, I wasn't serious about it, because what April knows is that many of us say we want to date, but we really don't know what we want. So I'm going to bring April on so she can tell you why you should go on online dating, interracial dating, or whatever kind of dating you want to do. April, welcome to the show. How are you today?
I'm doing great, and I'm excited, and I really like talking to you because whenever we chat, it is always fun. Always fun.
April, I was excited when we had our room on Clubhouse and it was talking about dating and online dating, and I got to give you some of my horror stories because, the thing for me was when different people, I would meet them, and it was just, my friends were calling me wipeout because no matter what I did or what they did, I just was not happy. We never even got to the point of dating. So although I've been on online dating and I've had many men contact me, I haven't found anybody that I would even meet in person. And so I realized after our conversation that the reason that was the case is because I really wasn't serious about it. I was just going through the motions. So today, I'm hoping that you're going to give me and others some tips on how online dating can be successful and even how we should open our horizons. I had never considered interracial dating, and I will be upfront and, transparent today. I'm looking for a chocolate brother. So interracial dating is not something for me, but I know there are a lot of women that feel very open to that. And I want us to discuss that when we're talking today. But before we get to that, I want to know, how did you become April the LOVEologist?
Well, in my younger years, I actually dated a Caucasian guy. Mm-hmm. And that didn't work. And then as I grew older and went through a few things, I decided I wanted to get married again. So I got to thinking, and I remembered that I had dated this guy. The dating was good, but it just didn't work out, okay? Mm-hmm. And I started thinking about that more and more and more. And I was like, oh, okay. So I also realized I'd been single and divorced for many years. And I realized that dating had actually changed a whole lot. So I started studying up on dating. So that's one thing for mature ladies or people who have not dated in a while. You want to learn about the dating now today. And then I started learning, and I was like, ooh, if the ladies in my age group knew what I knew, they would do a little better. They would go after the men that they really, really want. And so I started doing lives. I wrote the book. I went on and on and on. And first I had a different title. And then I got with my business partner that I'm working with now. And she's like, how about LOVEologist? And I was like, I like that sound. What does it mean?
Well, we talked about that, and discovering your name was one part of it. But once you got to that, like for me, at the age of 60, dating was something I never saw myself doing again. I was married for 23 years before I divorced. And now that I'm now in a season where I've been post that 3 years now, I'm going, I think I'm ready to date. And like you said, it has changed tremendously. So, what are the pointers that you would give someone like me to say to just stick your toe in the water?
To just stick your toe in the water, first of all, you need to become comfortable with what you want. Now, let me use a different word than want. What you really, truly desire in your heart, not what you think other people are expecting you to want.
Mm-hmm.
You want to jot these things down
Oh, I got
and
my
be
pen.
true to
Hold on, wait a minute.
yourself. What do you desire in a guy? And you've already stated you prefer not to have interracial. Well, that's an important thing. But what are some of the other things that you would like to have? I would like to have a guy who does not smoke. That is a definite for me. What are some other things? Another thing that I have in mind is I would prefer to have a gentleman who does not have children that are under the age of 25, or as I typically say, on the child support payroll.
Well, April, I would like to tell you because I work with a lot of different men and women, and I have clients now that have children in the age of 25 to 30 and some 40 living in their homes because of the economy and with the pandemic. A lot of people have now shifted. So I guess in that case, it would be important to know your deal breakers right up front so that you could have a good experience when applying for a date, maybe online or even in person.
Well, when you make out your list of what your desires are, then I'm going to tell you to also make sure you make at least 5 deal breakers. And a
Oh,
lot
I
of
made
people
mad.
are wondering, why do I need these lists? You need these lists so that when you are communicating with someone, whether it's online or in person, the things you have on your list are kind of in the back of your mind, and they're guiding you. And they're guiding you so that if you do come across a deal breaker, you have the strength and the energy to go ahead and end the conversation or break away from the person. Because I'm going to tell you, a big mistake I made when I first started, I got online, and this is something that a lot of us professional women do. We know we're smart, we know we can handle anything, but we assume that we can jump online, and because we're smart in other areas, we can handle this, but we don't know how this works, or shall I say the hidden things of online dating work.
Right.
So I ended up dating a guy or talking to him online for 3 months before I realized he was a scammer.
Oh, wow.
So this is why I'm saying you want to learn about dating, and you want to learn about online dating before you really jump in the water.
And that's something that you teach at your academy, I believe.
Yes, I do. I have a online dating course, and within it I also teach you very in depth about scammers, because I want anyone that I work with to be safe. I also teach you about, the prep, the just making out your list and making sure that you don't have things on your list that are superficial.
Okay, now I want to go stop right there for me because I was told that my list was too long. I have a lot of deal breakers, and so when you see a person like me that has like maybe 10, 20, 30, 40, maybe 50 deal breakers, what kind of advice do you say? What are the things that we should limit them to? And I don't think mine are superficial. However, I think that they are things that I know I can't live with. So
Well,
if you know that, how do you whittle it down to what you would say would be something reasonable?
I'm not going to say that you necessarily need to whittle it down, because my guess is that you're just very thorough.
I am.
And not that your list is so long. It may be a very thorough description of particular things that you know that are not going to make you happy. The thing is, your list should be saying the things that are going to make you happy and keep you happy. So that's why you will, and you want to go over them with someone, um, because when you talk to someone about them, they may ask you a couple of questions about it that would change the way you feel about it. And so one of the things that I had on my mind, on my list at first, was I wanted a guy who did not smoke and did not drink. But as I kept going on, what I realized was, just because of what I've had to deal with in my background in childhood, everybody's not like that. And some people can actually drink and pretty much hold their liquor, and they're social drinkers.
Right.
So just, just giving a little insight on something might have you look at something a different way. Not that you've got to have 3.5 things on your list, because, somebody might be afraid of flying, so they don't want to travel. Just different things.
I think that's important to say, because I will say, I did have someone look at my list, and it did get whittled down to where it is, to where I consider reasonable. But I'll note this here about the list. What I discovered once I looked at my list, and I mean really looked at my list, I was asking for things on my list that I wasn't even ready to provide. And that was an interesting thing for me, because when I was, I've always, people have heard me say I want the chocolate brother with the rock hard abs. And what I really was, I was saying that, but what I meant was I want someone that has a desire to say physically fit, because I don't want to be having to take care of them. At 60, you meet me and I'm like, I ain't trying to be a caretaker. So I want someone that in the beginning is at least being serious about their physical appearance, their physical health, and how they maintain. But I wanted all that while I was looking like the Pillsbury Dough girl. So I had to begin to get serious about my own health and my own appearance, so that when I'm asking my mate to do that, that I'm not asking them to do something that I'm not myself willing to do. So I've made my health care a part of my health care, my wellness, mental, physical, spiritual, a part of my lifestyle now. And it's been more than a year that I've done that to get myself together. And when we talked in Clubhouse, we talked about this, how women are asking for things that they're not willing to do. One of the things I remember hearing on the list, one of the girls, again, this 6-figure guy, I'm like, you don't even make 6 figures. How have you dealt with women that will come to you? Because, we hear these terms, high value man, high value woman. They want the 6-figure salary, all these. Are these things unreasonable in the dating game now, April?
Some of them are unreasonable. But the thing is, does he have to have 6 figures? Because if you are pigeonholing 6 figures, then what you might have done is shut yourself out for the person who's the millionaire or multimillionaire, because you just pigeonholed yourself.
Okay.
So, I just lost my thought.
It happens. I think you're just saying we just need to really get clear about what we want and our desires, so that when we are seeking companionship, dating, cuffing, whatever it is you're doing, you're clear on what you're willing to get and what you're willing to receive from another person. Would that be correct?
That is very correct. Not only are you clear, but here's the other thing. What you give out is what you're going to get back. So if you're not giving out an ability to work with, or present yourself as a 6-figure woman, then it's going to be tough for you. You're not going to get that back. And a lot of women have a real criteria on a man's salary. One of the things that I tell ladies, another area that they're very specific on, is education. And as you get older, these things are different with the men. Because men in our age group may not have that level of education you want. Maybe you want somebody that's got a PhD, and a lot of times you don't have one. So a lot of men can actually provide for you financially, because they are older and they have been, they went to trade school, and they have specific skills that are high level skills. So like I said, a lot of times you just simply you need to talk to somebody about your list. And when you talk to a professional, it really helps you open your eyes, because sometimes maybe you have something on your list that you could swap out for something else.
Okay.
And those are just some things that you discuss when you're talking to someone.
Well, let's talk about this here. What would you say right now, is the most, if as a woman starting out, like me. She's been married 23 years, so dating is like so foreign to me right now. And you're saying, okay, I'm going to put the toe in. Where do I start?
Where you start at first is with you, and you
Okay.
start with your thoughts. What are your thoughts about dating? Do you
Mhm.
think all men are taken? Do you think only the men want just the younger, skinny ladies?
Mhm.
You want to work on your mindset and what you think about this. Then the next thing I'm going to work with you on is forgiveness.
Mm.
A lot of ladies have been through many things, but we need to drop the baggage because you don't want anything flaring up from a past relationship when you go into the new relationship.
I always say I don't want to take nothing from my ex to my next. And
Okay.
that's a good point right there, April. But what do you say to a woman like myself that has done the work? I've been divorced now for a while. I've gotten counseling. I don't have all those unforgiveness issues. And a lot of the women that I'm dealing with, that entrepreneurs that are still single, we've done the work. We are accomplished. Where we don't need, and that's a problem right there where I see where you don't necessarily need a man to take care of you, but you do desire to be in a relationship. How do you then deal with those? Because we've done the work. We are ready to love like there's no heartbreak. We're not dealing with the unforgiveness issues. Is there something specific? And I'm talking because there's a couple of my sisters out here listening in on this that are in the same boat I'm in. They say, I've done the work. I'm ready. April, where do
So
I
here's what you're ready to do. You're ready to get out there and make yourself start being seen.
go? Okay.
Okay. And you want to make sure that you are open and you're allowing guys to do things for you.
Okay.
Because, like most of us, when it comes to the finances, we can handle that part. We want a man who's going to love us and give us attention. So you want to be able to reciprocate those things. You want to allow the femininity to show out more.
Okay.
You want to be just open to them and make sure that you're listening. And here's another one. I know a lot of us have worked on ourselves, but here's a big one right here. Make sure that you don't have the rest and be face.
The rest in B face. What's that?
Yes. Make sure you're smiling and you don't have the resting BITCH face. Okay.
I don't need a man face. With
Okay.
that, we're gonna stop right here and take a commercial break. The rest in beef. Did y'all hear that? The rest in beef. Hold on, I think I got a comment. The rest in beef face notes. We can't put that comment up there. I love that. Wait a minute. I see one of my friends say, I have that. It's not easy to control. Really quickly, y'all. I want to announce my friend Donovan West is running for city council at large. He's in Philadelphia, y'all. Yeah, I said Philadelphia, but it doesn't matter where you are. If you're ready to support a man that's ready to have some impact on his community, then you need to go to www.donovanforphilly.com. Any donation, small or large, I want some large donations. Go over there and help a brother become city council at large, because Donovan West is all about listen to lead and bringing support to the community. So go check him out at www.donovanforphilly.com. April, I was so excited to just have this conversation today, because when I talk to a lot of my friends, there's so many women, as you were attest to in the clubhouse room. They are accomplished. We've chased our goals. We've let go of toxic relationships. We're working on ourselves. We're living our best lives. And it's a thing we all watch this movie when it says have everything but a man. And so we're not starting at a place of lack. And then now we find ourselves in our senior years, but we're still vibrant. We're still ready to have great sex that makes the angels blush. We're ready to travel. We have the money to do it. Now we just don't have anybody to do it with. And as a loveologist, what are some of the courses or trainings that you could talk to us about? Or is this where we talk about? First, I need to introduce your book too before you say your answer. This is a book, What Your Mama Did Not Tell You About Dating. And that book's available on Amazon. And if you wrap that into, where do we go?
Say that again.
I said we're not coming from a position of lack, and we do have the ability to, like it says, what is Molly Cyrus's new song? Flowers. I can buy myself flowers. I can hold my own hand. I can talk to myself for hours. I can love me better than you can. Now, when men hear that, they're like, maybe that's the rest in B face right there, because I'm saying, baby, I got this. But even though I have all of that, that will never replace the comfort of a man. Where's Stephanie Mills at? I need the comfort of a man. Come on, I can't sing. Go ahead, April. Help a sister out. It's Facing Friday, and I'm trying to face the fact that I don't get it.
Some of the things you want to do as well is you want to think about places that you can go where you will actually meet the type of man that is in your level. So, what about going to some different air shows, or depending on what you like? But you want to go and do things that you know that type of guy is going to be attending as well. So those are some of the things for you to do. Just think about also when the guy says, what would you like to do for your first date? Have some things in mind for that. Be prepared in your mind. If he says on the first date, I'd like to take you, and it's like to another state and fly you to wherever for breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever, you know, you need to be settled in your mind. Is this something you want to do, or how are you going to handle that? Just be prepared and be open. And like I said, make sure that you are smiling wherever you are, because you never know who is watching you. And, you know, you could just be at the gas station and you never know who is watching you. So, yes, those are some things that you really, really want to work on and be ready for.
Now, that was a challenge one of my girlfriends gave to me. We had a challenge that in January we had to speak to 35 different men. And it was not necessarily for a date. It was just getting in the habit of speaking to the opposite sex. Because I was like, I ain't talking to nobody. I don't know you. So no, I ain't talking. So I probably have that face that says, "Don't talk to me."
Now, let me tell you this right here. When it comes to interracial dating, you must be aware of what is going on around you and who is paying attention around you. Because in interracial dating, the guys typically may not just approach you in the manner that you were used to.
Okay.
Typically, they are checking you out. So if you are working at a job, you want to pay attention to who is in your office that's giving you attention or coming by your desk unnecessarily or whatever. If you are out, you want to pay attention because you might catch the eye. You might catch a guy kind of staring at you. And when you're doing interracial dating, you may need to start the conversation. I know in some arenas, there's all of this talk about who's supposed to approach first and blah, 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 blah. My deal is this. You want to make sure that you drop the hanky so the guy knows that you are open.
The hanky. Okay, now.
Yes.
And so my grandmother used to talk about that, dropping the hanky.
Yes.
Lord hammer. And you know, I think in the arena that I travel in, most of the men that approach me are of other ethnicities. So it's not that men don't approach me. The problem is it's not black men.
And see, they'll actually start talking to you and have conversations with you because they are checking you out to see if you are actually open to interracial. Yeah. And they may talk to you for a while. It could be months, it could be a couple of years, but you've got to pay attention to who's around you and what's going on. And being open to having conversations. That is one of the things that I really had to work on. I had to work on paying attention to when somebody's walking up behind me, but they're trying to grab the door before I do. And I remember one time a little boy was with his dad and he came running up in front of me, the little boy, to grab the door for me. And, you know, just being open. And another thing too is we're used to taking care of things and doing things for ourselves. So when a gentleman offers to do something for you, you need to tell yourself, smile, say yes, shut down. Don't think, smile and say yes. Somebody is offering to help me rather than, oh no, I got this.
I recently heard Ayanna Van Zant say, be alpha in your panties. And that just made me smile so much. When you talk about like women that are adverse to interracial dating, like myself, how have you been able to conquer, or is it about convincing, or is it just they have to be open to it? Because for me, I wouldn't say it's about convincing, but I'm very clear. For me,
Mhm.
I want my mate to look like me. So
Okay.
that's kind of where I've been, and that's just who I am. So, but when you hear that, how would you then maybe have a woman like me? I always say take the braces off your brains. That's not a brace I want to remove. I'll keep saying that. So when y'all see me 2 months from now with a white boy, don't say nothing. All right, just don't be the sister. But anyway.
One of the things that I do is I listen to them, because
Mhm.
usually when somebody is not, they give you the reasons. You don't even have to ask. I usually get the reasons and
Mhm.
I share with them the opposite of what is going on in their head or what they're thinking. Because a lot of
Mhm.
them have said things to me like, I'm too dark. They usually are with the light skinned girls, or
Mhm.
they're usually with the skinny girls, or they want a woman that has the Farrah Fawcett looking hair.
Yeah.
And I'm like, men are men. And the guys that are open to interracial dating, they see all these things about you. And a lot of the things that, and I'm just going to speak right now specifically from a Black woman's point of view,
Okay.
because a lot of us in our younger days have had so many negative things said about us physically.
Right.
That's where we retreat to. But when
Mm.
you're dating outside your culture, those are the things that the guys like, the things that you are trying to hide.
Hmm. And when you does the you have two journals that you wrote, and I want to put them up here so we
Okay.
get to see them. The Who Shall He Be? The Man of My Dreams, Inside Dating Tips for Your Dirty Dating Journey, and May All Your Winter Wishes Come True. Both available on Amazon. What specifically can someone expect if they get these journals?
Well, the first journal, it actually has a lesson in it. So there's a link in the journal that leads you actually to a lesson, and it helps you with what you're doing with the journal. The
Mm-hmm.
second journal is just for you to basically take your notes, so that if you're working with me one on one, there are certain things that we're going to do, and you're going to need to put them in your notes. And
Okay.
also, you asked earlier about classes and stuff. I have a class on vetting. That's one of the things that I find that women, regardless to whether they want interracial or not, are challenged with. And so as we are going through and we're talking about the vetting and things like that, there are certain things that I'm going to encourage you to write down, so
Mm.
that when you are dating, you can keep notes on what's going on in your relationship. And that's also something when you're doing online dating. I have a course that I teach, and I call it the threefold core dating.
Mm.
And so, look at your face.
Okay, let's hear about that one.
The threefold core dating is a way for you to date. And mind you, I am not saying you're sleeping with someone and having
Okay.
sex. I do not promote premarital sex. But
Okay.
the threefold core dating is a way for you to be able to date more than one person at one time
Okay.
without you getting hurt. And
Hmm.
threefold core dating so that you are not hurt.
So that's not polyamory and that stuff like that.
Oh
Just
God, no, I can't.
oh, okay. Just checking because I'm like, nowadays there's so many different ways people date, different ways people marry, different ways people just do everything. So I just want to be clear on that in case I missed that. So for you, would you say that the people that come to you, is it just the women and men that are interested in interracial dating, or is it people that are interested in dating, period, and but you have a specialty in interracial dating?
My specialty is interracial dating.
Okay.
However, I can help someone who would like to date someone from their own culture. And it doesn't matter if you're wanting to date someone who is from your own culture that's Caucasian, or maybe you're Hispanic, or from some other culture.
Okay.
So I can help you either way. And yes, I have specific courses, and I have several one-on-one coaching packages.
Mm-hmm.
And in those packages, you learn things about vetting. You learn things about yourself. you actually would get to work with a professional on your dress, your makeup, and this professional that you're going to work with has actually worked with celebrities before. Yes. So I have a team. They all have their specialty. They do various different things for you. When you work with me one-on-one, you get several different things all wrapped up in one. So there you are.
And that's good to know. So there any of you that are interested in connecting with April, you can get her at bit.ly/loveologist chat. And you can find all her information about her waiting list for matchmaking. You can find out about her free online dating profile. Also, you can learn all about her academies and all the different programs that she had. I just briefly want to hit, as we get into here, that online dating profile review. I want to just say for the record, April, when you mentioned that at Clubhouse, I was saying, yeah, whatever. But I did it. And you gave me some pointers, and I changed my dating profile to a softer version. And immediately I got mega hits. It was ridiculous. Just that change from, because basically I said, look, I ain't got time for this. Y'all need to show up and show out. And I'm a Marine and get over it. And I don't need nothing. I don't want nothing. Just leave me alone. And then we went to the softer version that April suggested, and my inbox was just loaded. The problem was once my inbox got loaded, I realized I really didn't want to date. And I'm mentioning this because those of you out there that think even though you've done the work and you're ready, you got to ask yourself, are you really ready? Do you really want that? Or do you have your eye on somebody else? Because if you're not clear on what you want and who you want, you can make a misstep. So for me, I had to take a step back. I took my profiles down and said, this is not for me right now. It's time for me to get clear on my deal breakers, my what I desire, and on what it is that I truly want, so that I'm not wasting someone's time that may step to me. Would that say I'm on the right track here, April?
I think you're on the right track, because I know that when you step back out, you're not going to just put a toe in there. You're going to step out there and just be Miss Thing and handling it.
Well, April, with all of the things you've been doing and all the women like myself and the ones you're meeting on Clubhouse, and are you on Clubhouse regularly, or was that just somebody else's room you were in that day?
That was my room.
Okay.
On Clubhouse, I have the AuthentiQ LOVE Academy, and we are every other Tuesday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. So we should be there this coming up Tuesday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time in the AuthentiQ LOVE Academy.
Okay, so check April out on Clubhouse at the AuthentiQ LOVE Academy at 4
p.m. Central Time.
p.m. Central. You got to make sure you get the right one, because you want to show up, because it really is a good room. We had a lot of laughs. You'll hear stories about online dating success and failures, and just the hilarious things that happen with online dating. April, with that in mind, what is it that you would say about what you do helps you live your best life now?
Well, how it helps me live my best life is this. I love to see women that I work with, and they have this particular idea about dating, and I share with them a little insight on something else, and their faces light up. Mm-hmm. And I love to see them make the changes and see the progress and start connecting with guys that are actually on their level, people that they can work with, educational wise, financial wise, and lifestyle. And I just love helping people. And then too, I know that I have not gained the knowledge of dating just to hold on to it. I want, like you said in my bio, my goal is to help 10,000 people have authentic love. And authentic love is just something that when you meet someone, you're just comfortable with them. So you know you can keep going forward with them. And I just want people to... In my younger years, I saw so much divorce. It was just crazy. So I just really want people to be happy. And yes, when I get my next guy, I'm going to be happy too.
That's a good thing. So those who are listening, and if you're ready to tap in to April the LOVEologist, you know the drill. Number one, you have to change your mindset about love and dating, online dating, and possibly interracial dating. It takes a mindset shift wherever you're at in the dating. What is it? Is it the timeline? Yeah, the dating timeline. The next thing you have to do is make a clear announcement to yourself that you're going to date, and set up all your things for that by getting some accountability, and April can help you with that. Then you're going to prepare for dating. That's when you get clear on your deal breakers, you set your boundaries, you know what you will do, what you won't do, who you will do, who you won't do, all of those things that go along with it, and get clear on if you really are ready to date yet. Get some counseling. Prepare yourself so that you are ready to put your toe, your foot, your butt, whatever it is, all in the dating pool. Next, you want to prepare. Okay. You want to imagine what your life is going to be like when you find your boo, your love of a lifetime, your soulmate, your honeydew, whatever it is you want to call them. What would your life be like if you dated and found your life partner? Imagine what that would feel like. For me, it would be total peace, because I bring the joy, I bring the peace, I don't do the drama. And then you're going to nurture that thought so that you can live your best life now, no opportunity wasted. And maybe you will start to love like there's no heartbreak. That's how you can tap in, and you can find April again at bit.ly/LOVEologist chat. April, I thank you again for joining me today on Talk to Me on this Face It Friday as I face the horrors of online dating. Do you have any final thoughts for our guests?
I want to tell everyone this. You can have the man or the woman you desire, regardless of your age, your size, or your skin color. Mm-hmm. So be sure that you connect with me so that I can help you have a pleasant, wonderful, exciting dating experience.
We have one of our guests said, this is great information. Thank you. Thank you, Lisa, for joining us today. We always love having our guests. And for those of you out there, remember, love is a choice. And remember, the choices you make today will be the reality you live tomorrow. So choose wisely. Be blessed, everyone.